Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Adam's Eats. Now before we get into the video I should probably explain where I've been for the past few weeks, because I haven't made a video for quite some time. To cut a long story short, you may remember the Check Your Nuggets challenge and the GoFundMe page that I set up for my Uncle Pete who had prostate cancer. Sadly he went rapidly downhill over the last few weeks and unfortunately he lost his battle with cancer on the 20th of September. So I've been taking some time off to reflect, to support my family, my grandfather, my dad, be there for my sisters as well, so that's why I've been off. Today I'm going to cook something really simple, really comforting. Pete loved his food and I think he would have really enjoyed this. So I'm going to make a really simple ham, cheddar and potato bake, or gratin if you like, and it's really easy to make. So if you press that pause button now, you can get a list of what you need, and as usual, if you look down below in the description, you can get a list of the ingredients there as well. So I'm going to go and grab myself a pan and we'll get started. Okay, so I've got my pan here. I'm just going to pop that onto a medium-ish heat and I'm going to add a drop of oil, not too much, just swirl that around. And once the pan starts to get nice and hot, we're going to go in with our smoked bacon. These are already pre-cubed smoked bacon lardons, and I'm going to stir these around, get them nice and crisp, which should take about a minute. Okay, so after about a minute you can see that the bacon has gone nice and golden brown, nice and crisp. Now I'm going to turn the heat down to nice and low, and the next thing I'm going to add is my sliced onion. Get that in there. And what we want to do is to cook these onions out nice and gently till they go nice and soft and translucent, which should take about 5-10 minutes. So whilst that onion and bacon is cooking down, I've got my new potatoes here and they're already pre-cooked, and I've just allowed them to cool down to room temperature so they're easy to handle. And all I'm going to do with these is to take the potato and cut them lengthways in half, just so you've got two nice halves like that. You want a nice firm waxy type of potato so that they can stay together in the dish. So I'm going to crack on with these and I'll see you in a bit. Right, so after about 10 minutes you can see those onions have gone nice and soft, and we can now add the herbs. And here I've got about a teaspoon of thyme and the same again of sage. Now be very careful with sage because it's a very powerful herb. If you add too much it's going to taste medicinal and bitter, so go careful with it. And then I'm going to go in with some pepper and then just a tiny bit of salt. And then just keep cooking that nice and gently for about a minute, and already I'm getting a really nice hit of that sage. Very powerful herb. Right, so after about a minute or so, we're going to go in with a nice big glass of white wine. And I'm going to turn the heat up just a touch because I want that wine to reduce until there's pretty much nothing left, because we want to intensify the flavour but we don't want that really harsh alcohol taste. So I'm going to continue to cook this out until that wine is nice and reduced. Right, so I've reduced that wine. You can see there's pretty much nothing left of it, but we've got all that flavour in there, and I've turned it off the heat as well. So now we can get on and assemble the dish. Right, okay, to assemble this dish it's really simple. What I'm going to do first though is season these potatoes just so they get nice and evenly coated. We'll go with some pepper, just a little bit of salt, just lightly mix those up so they all get coated in a bit of seasoning. And what I've got here is a nice oven-proof pie dish, and we're going to go in with a layer of potato. At this point as well I've also preheated the oven to gas mark 7, so it's nice and hot. And these potatoes I'm putting in face down, and then I've got some nice cured Wiltshire ham, and I'm just going to tear a slice of that in half and just lay that in, because you want a bit of a gap so that the double cream can seep in through the dish. And then taking some of your bacon and onion mix, just scatter that over, and then a little bit of cheddar cheese, not too much because we're going to put loads of this on the top, but just a bit. And then repeat the process again. You get the idea, and I'm going to go the opposite way this time I think. Right, okay, so I put the last of the potatoes on, and I'm going to finish the top layer with some more ham, and I'm going to tear it up this time into smaller pieces, just scatter that over the top, and the last bit of our bacon and onion mix, and then some more of our cheese. Now I'm using mature cheddar here, you could use mild if you want, or even extra mature, it's entirely up to you. And then the final thing to add is our double cream. Just pour it in over the top and it should seep all the way through. I'm just going to finish the top with a bit more pepper. And that's it, that's done. It's now ready for the oven. Right, so when that's in the oven, that needs to bake for about 20 to 30 minutes. It shouldn't take too long at all, because remember, everything else is cooked. You just want it so that cream and that cheese amalgamates together. It's lovely and bubbling on the top, nice and golden brown. And we can take it out of the oven, let it cool down for a bit, and we can tuck in. Right, okay, so it's been about half an hour. I've taken it out of the oven. It's still really, really hot, so we need to let that sit for about 10 minutes just to cool down slightly, because if you tuck into that now, you're going to burn your mouth. And then I'll take a picture for the thumbnail and we'll get stuck in.
A few moments later.
Right, so here it is. It's cooled down for about 10 minutes now, so let's give it a test drive. And I'm going to go in and try and get a bit of everything. Bit of potato, bit of bacon. Oh man, I mean, what's not to love? It's bacon, it's cheese, it's onion, it's double cream. It's just so delicious, warming, comforting. And I know Pete would have loved this. But it's not completely up to me now, is it? Because I've got my sous chef. So I'm going to take some out here. I'm going to pop it on a plate. So I'm going to let that cool down and we'll see what he thinks of it. No? No? Why are cats so fussy? Well, he's come for some fuss now. Look. Food. He's thinking about it. Try again. No? Just try a little bit. You might like it. Well, that was a mitigated disaster, wasn't it? Didn't even touch it. I mean, it could be still a bit too warm for him maybe, so I've left it down there. We'll see if he eats it. But anyway, as far as humans are concerned, it's delicious. Really simple to make. And again, I think Pete would have absolutely loved something like this. So anyway, that wraps up today's video. So thanks for tuning in and watching. Again, apologies for it being so long, but I'm sure you can appreciate it had a lot going on. And also just quickly before I go, the GoFundMe page is still open. The reason I've left it open is because although obviously we can't send Pete on the experiences that we wanted to, we'd somehow like to memorialise him, and we're thinking perhaps something like a park bench close to where he lived. So if you do want to make a donation, then it's still there if you want to. So thanks again for watching. If you like what you see, then please stick a like down below. And this video is dedicated to Pete. Whatever plane of existence he might be on, this is for him. And I'll see your lovely faces next time for more tasty fun and frolics. And bye for now.